Alright guys, I'm back. Hopefully you can see the right screen now. Okay, so IonQ is also potentially dropping here. What is IonQ's net worth or market cap? 12.3 billion. Okay, so CRWV CoreWeave is actually a bigger company than IonQ, which I'm a little bit surprised about. And yeah, there's nothing else that's really selling off like crazy today. Costco down 1%, give or take. If Costco can drop down below this April low, that's somewhere I'd be interested in adding it for the long term. We do have this daily fair value gap here that I think could easily fill. So that's something I will pay attention to. How's UNH doing? 268. Okay, so making a decent return here after sweeping sell side. There's kind of like a turtle soup happening here on UNH. I think for a shorter term trade, again, I don't know exactly how short term would really mean here. It's hard to time. But I do think that in the next, I don't know, 3 to 6 months, hopefully, we can come up and fill this daily gap here. Even if not in the next 3 to 6 months, if you're willing to hold for a year plus, I mean, you could be looking at a 26 to 30%, almost 40% return if we can fill this whole daily gap on UNH. Okay, let me look at NQ real quick. Okay, so very small hourly fair value gap that's getting inversed here. But nonetheless, this is an inversion fair value gap. There's also no news today, just keep that in mind. So, I mean, today could easily be a big move, but it also could be very small. Haven't really seen any A plus setups today. There was this little 1 minute inversion and then nothing really here. Could this be the start of an intraday sell model? Sure. Let me look at the 15. 15 looked pretty nice here, I'm not going to lie. By the time we closed below this, it had already swept sell side. But I would not be surprised if today we drive through all of this sell side. Yeah, really the only setup that looks clean here is the 15. And in theory, you'd have to, if you want to re-enter this, you'd have to wait for the retracement back into the 15-minute fair value gap. Let me just double check that there's no news today. Hold on. Yeah, so I mean, we do have orange folder news at 8:15. Oh, Trump is speaking today. Yeah, so definitely be careful, guys. Definitely be careful. We have Trump speaking with no other news, so we're going to definitely see some big volatility. That's my guess. Hold on 1 second. All right. So we do have a tiny little 15-minute fair value gap right here. I will note that. But if this ends up dumping through, then we could easily see a further collapse today. We do have quite a few sets of equal lows below us. I will note that. There's a set. Let's see where they are. Okay, so there is a set at 23.92550. So right over here. I'll draw them out for you guys. Right here. Are these really equal lows though? So technically there's a set here. I don't love these, but nonetheless they could easily hit. So I will draw them out. And then there's another set that formed. Actually, yeah, one set that formed right here. All right. So these are technically two draws on liquidity today. But again, you just have to be super careful. Wait for an A plus setup. We did bounce just a tick from midnight. So you can see midnight opening price. We did hit it. Yeah, we did. So obviously not a surprise we're bouncing from midnight, but if you're looking for a short, you want to see it happen relatively soon. So maybe what we can get here is a trade back up into the hourly fair value gap. I wonder if that's what we do here. And then we use that to drive through these. So gun to my head, I think short is the answer here, but we just have to see something really good. So I have this 15, or I'll draw this out in maybe a different color. So this is an hourly fair value gap, and then we have a 5-minute fair value gap right here. So this is another spot where I think we could use to reject. But to me, this looks like the start of a sell program. But again, we're at all-time highs, so you really have to be careful with this. Okay, so still no setup here. We're consolidating after this move lower. But if there was a cleaner 5-minute inversion, apart from this little tiny one, then that could be a potential long setup. But we have to be careful. One of my cousins is texting me who who I got to start investing in the markets. He might even be watching right now, I don't know. But he's asking me why Tesla's going so high after he bought it. Okay, so really just being patient here. I want to see how the market reacts to this 15-minute, this hourly fair value gap, and then this 5-minute. If we can close above this, that could be a potential long, and we could target high of day. So just boring consolidation here, guys. Nothing to focus on. I do think this hourly can easily tap, but we'll see what happens. And then once we tap into this hourly and maybe this 5-minute, we'll see a really nice clean inversion down, and then our target would be these two sets of equal lows here. Again, only if it's super clean. Otherwise, no way. Bum, bum. So this is, if this happens, this is the only thing that I'll really take today. Trade into a bearish fair value gap and an inversion. Okay, so there's a trade into the hourly. Okay, so I'm hoping for a trade into the 3-minute and the 5-minute. The 3-minute just touched, by the way. Looks like by a tick. Or was that perfect equal? Actually, that just formed perfect equal highs, it looks like. Okay, so hopefully they leave these equal highs and we get a big dump later. A big dump and then a reversal later. That would be awesome. So I'm hoping that these get left and that we get some kind of a setup like this. So I'll put this to the side for now. But the other possibility is we do this and then this. So one of these two will play out in my opinion. So trade up into here and then go down, or if these get left, we'll do this and then come back up later. Either one would be nice to see. Okay, so there's another touch of midnight and a sweep of that sell side. Hopefully this is what drives us lower here. And then again, we'll get a setup later in the day. Dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Beautiful move so far. But again, there was no setup here. So a potential set of inversions here. This is something you can try, guys, if you want. Need to see a closure above, obviously.